So, it's about that time. My first YouTube video. That's probably about 4 of y'all been waiting on this, but hey, better late than never. Now, why House Party 4 over 1, 2, or 3? Well, it's the one that nobody remembers. Now, I did see this as a kid, and I kind of remember parts from it, and even back then I didn't like it. It's the shortest of all 4, only clocking in about an hour and 20 minutes. And you can tell from just watching the movie that they had nothing. It's directed by Chris Stokes, Marcus Houston's manager / producer, who also directed other classics like You Got Served, and non-classics such as Battlefield America and Somebody Help Me 1 and 2. And I'll get to those. House Party 4, down to the last minute, stars Marcus Houston as John, starring beside his 2 IMX groupmates, Romeo and LDB, who play Mark and T in the movie. The rest of the cast, I'm sure they just plucked from UPN. We got Kim Whitley and Dorian Wilson as John's parents, Alexis Fields as his sister, Megan Good as Tina.
Let me suck your titties, baby. No.
And Jamal and Jared Mixon, who are those 2 fat dudes you see in every low budget hood movie. I got something to say about them later. And I also just realized that I'm way too close to this goddamn mic, so let me fix that.
That's the distinct tang of a liar.
So the movie opens up with some very bad opening credits. Bland and boring. Is that Comic Sans? Come on, man. John is pretending to be sick, faking vomit with chicken soup in a can. I'll allow it. He's doing this so he can get out of school and house sit for his rich Uncle Charles instead of his sister Monique. This ends up working, and John is sent to his uncle's, who's leaving for a weekend trip to the Bahamas with his girlfriend and his mom. Now, I think Charles is a music agent or something like that. He works for Platinum Records in the movie, but you don't learn that until later on. Speaking of which, this movie got a problem with not establishing anything. Like, you don't find out John and his friends are an R&B group until halfway through the movie. Like they was in House Party 3 as immature, but they don't mention that whatsoever. So don't expect no connected, expanded universe where Kid and Play show up at the end somewhere. Like I said earlier, this movie has nothing going on. The next 30 minutes are literally just set up for the party. John dresses up as a woman to pull Tina out of school. He also invites everybody from school to the party by sending out a mass email. That's not how emails work. You can't just type something and send it to random computers. And these are school computers. Teachers and faculty could easily see this and fuck up the entire plan. I mean, it is 2001, so nah, still bullshit. So Mark and T are sent to get snacks and end up scratching Charles' nice Mercedes Benz, which they're able to fix because they hit a Chinese couple who thought they were being carjacked. So they throw $2 grand at Mark and T to leave them alone. Oh yeah, baby. Chinese stereotypes. Back at the house, John takes a call meant for his uncle from Platinum Records, helping out a lady who works there get in contact with a musical artist in his uncle's Rolodex. As a thank you, she sends record execs to John's party later that night. Alexis, who's still salty about losing the house, wants to spoil John's plans and quickly tells their mom, who checks up on them. But John is 2 steps ahead. We also get a weird subplot that goes nowhere. This teacher who notices John wasn't in school goes to his house to ask why he wasn't there.
I came by to see if your son was truly homesick today. And as I expected, he's not even here.
First of all, John is sick at his uncle's house for the weekend. And it ain't none of your business.
That's right.
Yeah, it's definitely not. I can tell you firsthand that most teachers won't give a damn if a student misses 1 day of school. The teacher is also never heard from again. So why is this in the movie? It's filler. Because this movie has nothing going on. Meanwhile, Charles and his people are flying to the Bahamas on Gateway Airlines. Oh yeah, top tier sound making right there. They even got the gay black flight attendant 3 years before Soul Plane did it. A lot of stuff with Charles ain't really that funny. He has a fear of flying. There's some slight turbulence and he starts crying. Now, remember when I said they don't establish anything? So the next time you see Charles, they're back in the airport. Did the plane turn around? Did they land at another airline? I don't know. Charles mentions boarding a plane to his mom before she goes to the bathroom, but that was way after the first airplane scene, so I don't know what the hell happened. My only guess is the editor didn't know what the hell he was doing. So, through all the nonsense, Charles and his girlfriend keep arguing. Charles is pissed and says, "Fuck it, we going home." They end up taking a cab ride with a serial killer, which ends with one of the weirdest cuts I've ever seen in a movie. So once the killer's identity is revealed, Charles tricks him into pulling over. Once he's out the car, they bail. They run into the woods because Mama has a cousin who lives nearby in Fort Lauderdale. The killer goes after them with his gun out and cut. They on the plane. Like, what happened? Where's the killer? Where did he go? They don't tell you nothing. This movie is stupid. So T calls on a mechanic he knows named Ray Ray, played by Stokes, to fix the car. Ray Ray says he'll do it as long as his daughters can come to the party. Eventually the party gets going and the movie slows down from here. Now, unlike the previous 3 movies, everything pretty much goes smoothly. Back in House Party 1, Play had to take down all this good china and make sure nothing got too crazy. Kid had to sneak out of the house and he paid for it later. The interactions between everybody at the party was fun to see because it felt like a real house party. House Party 4, nothing really crazy happens. Also forgot to mention that this movie is rated R, and I don't know why. There's no nudity, cussing is tame, and honestly, I've seen stuff on Cartoon Network more hardcore than this. Ray Ray returns, not with the car, but with his 2 daughters. And they make fat jokes and eat food.
What the hell? Girl, I think I ate too many one piece of them chicken with them seasoning, girl, because I know I got it all up in my grill. Girl, help me out, girl, take that.
What else did you expect? Also, that's 3 dudes and dresses in the same movie. Make of that what you will. So the record execs show up. IMX does the performance of their song, Keep It on the Low. And I don't know who the hell this guy is. He opens the song and is never mentioned again. Don't even get a shout out in the end credits. Charles calls, saying he's on his way back early. They catch another cab ride with Barack Obama. John ends the party saying all the food and drinks are gone. Kind of a goofy excuse. Now if he said 5-0 is on the way, then I can see everybody splitting. He, Mark, T, and Tina clean up. Ray Ray does them dirty, telling John he has to pick up the car himself. John gets dropped off at the auto spot and has to race back before his uncle gets home. Hence the title, Down to the Last Minute. John indeed makes it back in time. Alexis, who showed up at the party earlier, helps cover for John before they leave. Charles gets a call from the record execs talking about IMX's performance. Charles hangs up, getting distracted by a news broadcast talking about the serial killer from earlier. He soon forgets about his horrible day so he can go clap cheeks. And that's about it. No repercussions, no follow-up to the party. Things just kind of work out. And that's very boring. So John and Alexis go home and the movie ends like this.
Why'd you help me?
I guess I had to. You are my brother. But you best believe your ass is helping me get out of school next week. Sequel.
No. Ladies and gentlemen, that was House Party 4, and it sucks. Marcus Houston was carrying the movie as he's the only person with anything to do. Mark and T feel like extras. Megan Good just plays the girlfriend. Uncle Charles has a couple chuckle-worthy one-liners here and there. And every other character in the movie is just there to fill out the cast. I can't really recommend it. Go watch the first 3. So I thank y'all for joining me. This has been a nice little test run. I know my sound levels have been all over the goddamn place, and I gotta get that fixed and use that goddamn pop filter. So if you like it, I hope y'all stick around for the next one. Peace.